Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 5. Yes, last time we got the end of the first battle between Class A, Class 1A, and Class 1B. The both hero curses are trying to, I don't know, get a better grade, with the exception, well, no, the two hero curses are correct. But we have the addition of Shinso. In this case, I guess this is a test for him to be joining the hero curse. So I am eager to see if that is going to happen, or if it's not, or they're going to pull some other reason, or I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully Shinso is going to join one of the two classes. Preferably class 1A, because yeah, I want to see more of Shinso than anything else. And yes, I read your comments, and okay, yeah, I kind of started to see why the community started to make fun of Shinso's and Aizawa's relationship, like father and son. You kind of start to see the similarities, and the fact that Aizawa is training as I suspected. Shinso is another addition to that. So yeah, it's interesting. It's a shame I cannot go too deep into that because spoilers for the manga. Because yeah, I'm avoiding the fandom like crazy because I don't want to be spoiled. And yeah, obviously the manga already came out and you already have more information than what I have. But yes, I like that. I like the fact that this is kind of a joke in the community. That yeah, come on, Shinso is Aizawa's son, makes sense. And once you start to see it in the last episode, yes, they are extremely similar. That doesn't change the fact that Shinso was extremely cool in this one. Yes, it was inexperienced if we compare it to the rest of the Class 1A and Class 1B, but he was amazing nonetheless. He still needs to work, of course, but that is why he wants to be on the hero curse. This is going to get him more experience, and perhaps even with the internship, I think it was when Deku went with Sir Night Eye. Yeah, that thing. And it could work for Shinso, obviously, if he chooses his agency well. I don't know if Aizawa has an agency or if it's convenient for him. Okay, anyway, I'm just going way too ahead of this, and I don't even know if Shinso is going to be in the class of heroes. So yeah, I should hold myself back before I start to ramble way too much. But anyway, yes. I think that is enough of the presentation. Let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. Remember that in the description we have a link for my Twitter in case you want to follow me there, a link for my Patreon, which is honestly not receiving the notification I received like a couple of days after you send me some message there, so sorry about that. I will try to check my Patreon more often. And of course, the link for the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reactions. Anyway, enough about this presentation. Let's cut it out and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 5th episode of the series, and there are little details that really helped me, and this is why I watch it twice at least, because there are certain details that I missed the first viewing, and in the second one they come clearer to me. Obviously, this is partially the second battle between Class 1A and Class 1B. Obviously, before going to that part, because that requires a little bit of analysis, let's talk about the first half and how everybody is reflecting on their mistakes, even if they won. Because I think the show focused more on the people that won, because it's Class 1A, because those are the people that we have been following from the beginning of the series. And more than that, when they talk about Class 1B, is kind of brief and not as individualistic as it was for Class 1A. Obviously, we start with Koda. Hopefully that's his name. Koda, that he needs to give more precise orders to the insects and I guess animals in general, but that is the point. That is very normal, very casual, and you kind of see that yeah, Koda is a serious character. Well, kind of serious, kind of silly. Well, not silly, kind of shy. I think is better described. What Koda really is, but yeah, you can see that there is a hint of seriousness in him. Sorry. Then we got the people that did not went to to an important mission during their internship. Sorry, work studies. Doing their work studies, because yeah, Kaminari was just happy. Oh, I did everything great. Everything was perfect. Love me, I know I am awesome. That is what basically Kaminari was during that moment. Until Aizawa said, okay, no, you made this mistake, you didn't take this seriously from the beginning, you were goofing off in the beginning, and perhaps if you didn't do that, you could have helped, well, with the capture of, well, preventing the capture of Kirishima and Koda. So yes, that is the part of which, yeah, sorry God, guys. Even if Kaminari's reaction was awesome, yes, he still needs to analyze what he did right and what did he wrong. He did a lot of things right, that is absolutely true. His plan worked, it was awesome, but he actually did something wrong. So yeah, but that is the purpose of this exercise, to analyze yourself. Obviously, you don't need to be goofing out as, oh, I did everything perfect, because that doesn't help you. Because yeah, that is absurd. Now, moving on to the two people who went to this harsh internship against Chisaki and his group. And yes, those really take that thing seriously. And even I think it was Zero who said that, yes, we hear that they face some really, really hardcore fighting in that moment. So that's why they still have the mental state of, oh my god, I need to focus, I need to make this happen, and I need to take this seriously. And that is what they did. Even if they fail, well, one of them failed, honestly, in this case Kirishima, because he couldn't bring the fight to himself. Somebody else was drew him away. He was serious, okay, I need to focus on fighting the enemy, because that is my forte, that is what I do best, fighting. And if the enemy can avoid that fight and they can drag me to someplace else, I will lose. And obviously Tsuyu that say, okay, my shortcomings were that we could have protected more these guys and all of that. And yes, we got our repercussions for Aizawa say, okay, you need to focus on your strengths too, and something along those lines. So yes, everybody was taking this exercise seriously. Well, almost everybody. And I think the one that was most affected was actually Shinso. Because this is, as we see in this episode, I think this is a confirmation of things that we all already knew. That this is kind of the exam for him to be transferred to the hero course. He knows what is up against him. The experience of these students, that even if just perhaps a year or almost a year for them, that is enough to see the difference between what Shinso really is, even with the training of Aizawa and the rest, because the rest really face something else. They face harsher battles, they face something more than just this training. And yes, that is what we see. And at the beginning I thought Aizawa was speaking about the rest, and I was saying, oh, but why he's not saying anything to Shinso? Why he's not correcting or saying you should do this and this and this? But actually no, he first spoke to Shinso. He told him, okay, it took me 6 years to perfect this, or to learn how to use the bandages that he uses. Obviously you need to work hard, but I'm here to help you. That is why I'm here. So yes, that is fantastic, that he's not saying, oh, you did wrong. No, he said, you need to work harder. And I like that state of mind. And even as Midnight, in a kind of creepy way, saying that, yes, Shinso is actually visualizing his mistakes. He's learning from them. He wants to improve. That is the correct attitude. And then we got Monoma and the rest. And yeah, that is history, a funny history. But I'm not going to repeat that because that is going to lose all the grace that it has. And yes, we hear the discussion that confirms that this is kind of the entry exam for the hero course for Shinso. Moving on to the second fight. The second fight is Yaoyorozu, Hagakure, oh god, I forgot who else. Aoyama and Tokoyami, yes. Aoyama from Class 1A. And then we got our next opponents for Class 1B. In this case is Kendo, Manga. Those are the only two that I know their names. Because, yeah, one Kendo is kind of more known. We have known her for a long time. And always that Monoma, when Monoma went out of control, Kendo was there to help us out. And Manga, because, come on, it's an easy name to learn. Yeah, at least his hero name, I think it was his hero name or it was his real name. I don't know. Whatever, it's Manga. Easy name is the page of a manga there. So, yeah, it's easy to learn. And the Mushroom Girl and the other Shadow guy. Those are the names that I do not remember. And honestly, I did not write them in my notes. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry if they are your favorite characters. I'm sorry. Moving on. We got that fight, and obviously we know who the brains of the organization is for each team. For one, obviously Yaoyorozu, because she is the smartest one. She is the one who is above the rest in the class. She's number one, the secondary representative of the class. So yeah, she is the one who has brains, or the biggest brains here. And the other one is Kendo, who is actually the representative of the class, of Class 1B, and everybody looks up to her. We hear Tetsu speak very highly of her for reasons that we obviously know, that when the fight in the forest, in the training camp, she did an amazing job. And I guess the interactions between all of the classes, all of the members of the Class 1B, they speak highly of them. Because yes, even in the subtle ways that we saw that, oh, she's better than you, when the Shadow guy was speaking about Kendo, that oh, she's better than Yaoyorozu, planning, I guess, because she has predicted, oh, she is like a very interesting game of chess. So yes, they obviously look up to her. But this is an interesting fight, because I want to see them fight, and I mean Yaoyorozu and Kendo. And I love how kind of innocent Yaoyorozu is in a certain point, that they box us, or they place us in the same box. And Yaoyorozu literally thought of a literal box. Yeah, those are funny little details that really make me happy. And we saw this fight, and even they start to fight even before the whistle was sound, because yeah, the trap that was set by the Shadow guy, that he was going to be after Tokoyami, but no, actually Aoyama was a target. And it makes sense once you start to think about it. Once I say, but why him? He's Shadow, the other is Light. In the moment my brain said Light, that is when it connected. Oh my god, it makes sense, because Light could take away the shadows in which he cannot longer move freely. So yes, oh my god, yes, that is why they are going after Aoyama. It makes sense once you start to think about it. So yes, it was an interesting first half of the battle, I guess, because we get to see Tokoyami shine. We saw how he was flying. He was flying, and it was awesome. It was genuinely freaking awesome, and I was not ready for that. Once you start to see the flashback between Hawks and Tokoyami, you start to understand the frustration of Tokoyami, because at the beginning he seems that he was only just give me information. I don't care personally about you. I want information of Class 1A, especially the attack of the USJ. Tell me about that. That is the only thing you do. Obviously, Bakugo was recruited by Best Genius, which I think he was higher ranking than Hawks in that moment when the recruitment happened. And obviously he was like, okay, yeah, Bakugo is not going to hear me out because he is going to be with the best hero possible. Shoto obviously was going to be recruited by Endeavor, the number 2 hero in that moment. Say, okay, yes, he is not going to listen to me because I guess they don't know the drama, the family drama of Shoto's life. I say, okay, and he's going to be with his dad. It makes sense. That is in the mind of Hawks, obviously. So let's go for the 3rd place. Because the other one kind of went away and do something else, so he's not going to be able to. And yeah, let's go for place number 3. And that is a terrible thing for the self-esteem of Tokoyami, because he was just a messenger boy in that moment. He said, okay, yes, you're just a messenger boy. Until Tokoyami started to show more potential and started saying, okay, maybe that, because he said that 20% or 50%, and I don't remember exactly the percentage what they were. He said, okay, his potential is great, and I can give you some advice so he can become better. And my God, he did, because yes, it was obvious that he was going to fly, because all the chats that we had in the flashback, the flying, the freedom of flying, the speed of flying, I am very fast, flying. So yes, you started to use, okay, Tokoyami is going to learn how to fly, and boy, he did. And thank you, Deku, for giving us the explanation. Because again, as Deku said, this is the case of Columbus egg, that once it's explained and once something is done, yeah, you can say, oh yes, I could have done that easily, even if it was an obvious solution. But the first person to do it is obviously the one who gets the merit, because it was the first person to do it, because he thought about that first. Perhaps it was an easy solution, but you never thought about it. And yes, Deku was saying, okay, yes, thanks to this and this and this, on all the lengthy explanation that Deku gave us, said, okay, yes, but it makes sense. Oh my, why did it miss this? Oh yeah, but obviously he was not saying, oh yes, I should have done that, I should have thought that. No, he was saying, oh no, this is great that Tokoyami thought about that and really applied that knowledge for him to be able to fly. And yes, it was awesome. And I love the fact that Dark Shadow, and I think the yellow eyes of Dark Shadow, are the things that are more vulnerable to light. If he doesn't see light with those eyes, or his eyes are covered, the light does not affect him, for what I see here, because yes, all the light that Aoyama just shoot did not affect Dark Shadow. So that is, I guess that is how his quirk works. So yes, it was fascinating, but unfortunately for Class 1A, yeah, they have more plans, and the second plan is filling everything with mushroom. I don't know how that is going to help, but I am eager to see why. And I think I started to get more rambly than usual in this moment. I think my ideas are not actually as connected as I thought they were going to be. Hopefully, I did not create any confusion with this one. But anyway, yes, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and I cannot wait to see the next one. But let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary. Remember that in the description we got the link for my Twitter if you want to follow me there, for the reaction because YouTube doesn't like that, and if you want to see the uncut reaction, the link for my Patreon is down there too. Anyway, yes, I think I really exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye! Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out.
and check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.